Let's see VPC pricing for US East 1 region. For free tier, VPC is entirely free except for VPN and NAT gateway. Only VPN connection and NAT gateway are priced. For every hour of your running VPN connection, you'll have to pay $0.05. So if you have VPN connection running all the time, then your monthly bill would be around $36 considering 30 days month. For NAT gateway, pricing is done on per hour for the gateway and also amount of data processed. That means how much of data you have sent or received via NAT gateway. For more details, you can visit this website. Let's see an example of NAT gateway pricing. This is your setup. Suppose you have created a NAT gateway and you have an EC2 instance routing to the internet through NAT gateway. Your EC2 instance sends a 20 GB file to one or more S3 buckets over a month, which has 30 days. The EC2 instance, NAT gateway and bucket are in the same North Virginia region. And the NAT gateway and EC2 instance are in different AZs. This is the data transfer pricing of EC2, which we had discussed in our EC2 pricing section. We are considering data transfer only to S3 and another ENI or NAT. This would be your NAT gateway running price per month, as per hour cost is $0.045. Then it will cost you a total of $32.4 over a month. Then the data processing price for 200 gigabytes of file, which this EC2 instance is uploading to S3. So this is the per GB cost and total will come out to be $9. The data transfer out to S3 is free because we are in the same region. Data transfer out to NAT would be priced on per GB basis because these are on different AZs. So it comes out to be $2 for 200 gigabytes. The total price would be $43.4 per month. Finally, let's see some design patterns using VPC components which I have discussed so far. First one is transit VPC. Transit VPC can be used to connect multiple VPCs or corporate data centers as a network transit center. We have 3 VPCs in 2 different regions and a corporate data center. If we want EC2 instances in VPC 3 and VPC 1 and servers in data center to communicate with each other, we can create a transit VPC using VPC 2. It is a simplified design to connect your applications multiple point of presence. Route tables, security groups, NACLs, etc. have to be configured carefully. It works similar to transit stations for railways, wherein trains from multiple places come and halt to go to other places. To connect to multiple VPCs, inter-region VPC peering can be used, but there are other options available as well. You can use software VPN appliances in EC2 instances to create VPN tunnels between 2 VPCs in different regions. Something like OpenSWAN can be used or configured on EC2 instances in public subnets and create VPC tunnels. Traffic from one VPC can send and receive traffic from another VPC using this VPC tunnel. Route tables, security groups and NACLs have to be configured accordingly. Inter-VPC peering capability was launched last year only. That was on November 2017 reInvent. Prior to that, this setup used to be put in place to connect VPCs from different regions. Using this architecture, network traffic never leaves Amazon's global network backbone. Something like this can also be configured. We have 2 separate regions. Both are connected to corporate data center using either VPC VPN connection or direct connect. Instances in US East 1 region can talk to instances in AP South 1 region via the corporate data center. We will not discuss direct connect at this point, but I'll give you an overview how direct connect works at the end. That's all for VPC. Thank you for watching.